Hi, I'm Ina, or Pumpkin Spice Ducky, and this is my duck, and my paints, very, very messy paints, and what I'm going to paint. So let's paint. First of all, let me apologize for the quality of this video, and the audio, and the painting, but I'm early in my journey, so hopefully I get better eventually, because if I don't, then what am I doing here, right? In terms of what I'm doing here is I'm painting Jenna Rainey. Jenna Rainey, to those who don't know who she is an art YouTuber. She is also a businesswoman, a teacher, a mentor, an inspiration to me and many others. And I think that's why I chose her as my first portrait in this series. And the series is YouTubers that I subscribe to. Because why not? I stare at their faces all day long watching their videos. So I thought it'd be nice to draw them, paint them. So that's what I'm doing. And unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst portraits I've ever done. Because, well, one, I was nervous. Two, I got these new brushes and they are so soft. So soft, which is amazing for watercolor florals or something like that. But for portraits, not so much. I have no control over what's happening here, and nothing good is. And yes, self-deprecation. But I did choose very weird color for shadows. As you can see, it's a swamp green. I don't know why. It was a mix of sap green with something else. And if you know Jenna Rainey, then you know she uses a lot of sap green. It seemed like a great idea at the time. And then I started putting it to paper and, well, you kind of have to follow through. Ha! I am an adult. Shh. So here I am laying down the shadows, and more shadows. You might have noticed that I switched the brush. This is Princeton Snap number 6, and it is very snappy, as the name might suggest, which means I have a lot more control over what I'm doing, except here I am in a blind panic over choices that I've made, but also considering whether this is the awkward stage, because in portrait paintings, at least for me, there is always an awkward or ugly or scary stage where you paint and you think, well, this one's for the bin for sure. And to date, none of them have ever gone to the bin at the end. It all comes together. And this one, I promise, kind of does, sort of does, but not yet. We're still panicking and struggling because the brushes, the color choices, the blind panic. I have no idea why I went back to the soft brush, but I did, until I've realized the error of my ways and changed back into the snappy one. My husband said, you should do a script, and I said, no. And I think that is another mistake, but it's too late in the day now, so we're doing this unscripted, but with many stop and starts, because I get tongue-tied. Turns out I can't just talk non-stop for 15 minutes. I mean, I can, just not whilst being recorded. Watching a car crash happening. Well, portrait crash. At this point, Jenna's looking a bit like a zombie. What do you think? Now, you will note in a minute that actually I got the clips the wrong way around, because her eyes were done in the previous one and they are not here. This is me doing them, and this is how Jenna became a zombie. If she ever wanted to know what that would look like, that's it. That is pretty much it. Jenna as the undead. I am still panicking, I think, in this one, but also committing to the process, because what are you going to do? I don't really have a set process of how I paint eyes. Sometimes I start with the iris, sometimes I start with the apple, and in this case I decided to start with the apple to give Jenna the full zombie experience. normally I enjoy painting eyes because they bring the portrait to life. In this case, I was just kind of disappointed with myself, so I think I just wasn't enjoying the process overall. But you live and you learn, you paint and you learn, and I have learned a lot in this process, to be fair. Hopefully I bring it into my next work and actually implement the changes that I need to, like planning and maybe not picking the first color that is on my muddy palette. And here I'm just deepening some of the shadows. I knocked the camera stand, and that's why all the shaking is happening. There's just nothing I can do about that because that thing is wobbly. So I'm going in for the first iris. It's supposed to be green, sort of dark green eyes, but again, it's just muddy. The black kind of holds it together a little bit more. I'm going in for the second iris. Is it iris? Is the iris the little one in the middle? Oh, anatomy. I should look into that maybe, so that I know what I'm painting. Sorry, but there's the thing that I thought was the iris. Now I'm starting to feel like a sports commentator, and now she's going in for the win. At this point, I'm noticing that the water reflects the light, and whilst it's not a big problem, I guess, it still doesn't look the best, does it? If anyone is still listening and has any idea on how to sort that, I would be forever grateful. But now we're going into the piece de resistance of this portrait, which is the eyebrows. Oh my god, just look at those eyebrows. I did rescue them a bit of dab, and they're not as scary as they began, but then I never went back and put any texture in them, so I think they just look like that now. With the lips, it's starting to come together overall. I think you might be able to see where I'm going with this. But again, I am still panicking because by this stage, in a normal process, I know exactly where I'm going. I know what it's going to look like, and I know it's going to look awesome. And here I think I felt like crying. Maybe some of that water is tears just reflecting back at me. But, here we are. I am trying to deepen the shadows, and for some reason they were just not really deepening dark enough. I think I need to clean my palette because it is very muddy. And suddenly, in a second, you will see lashes. Ooh, how did they magically appear? Well, I drew them, but also I blocked the camera with my thumb, just like this, so you can't actually see what I'm doing. I can't see what I'm doing. But yes, we have the eyeliner, and we have lashes, and things are starting to look promising. I have also blocked all the highlights that I've done with my thumb, so the eyes are not looking as dead as they were. I think at this point in the process, I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and the hope returns, and I am going in with the highlighter like there's no tomorrow. And you know what? That highlighter does not always work for me, and it didn't in a couple of places. But, it's the only one I have, so gotta make do with what I have. I think now, yes, hair. I think usually hair's the one thing I struggle with, and in this case, it was actually the most enjoyable part. And I don't know if you can see, but I also did some freckles because I realized Jenna has freckles and I didn't do any. So I did some off camera because, yes, the crying has stopped. So I think at this point, I'm actually enjoying the process. Look at those confident strokes. It's like I know what I'm doing. Nope, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is an illusion, but I'm learning. Now we get into the part of the evening where my husband is back, making a lot of noise, and also I'm pretty certain you can hear the Jurassic Park happening in the background, and that is cockatoos getting ready for bed, and they are noisy fuckers. And I can say fuckers because I am not monetized, so I can't be demonetized, so I can say whatever. I'm not going to, but I did there just now because, oh, these birds are loud. They're so loud. Pretty cute, but loud. So loud, and there's hundreds of them. But back to the painting. I am painting the head scarf thingy that Jenna has, and fabrics are challenging for me. I can draw them. That's not a terrible drawing of. Oh no! Did you see that? Did you see that? If you're still here, please comment. I saw that. And I spent hours editing, and I thought I got all of these title thingies out, and clearly I left one. But if you're still here, you're committed, and you're not gonna Oh, the serenity, the beautiful bird song. They will go on for quite some time, and I can't stop now because I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So yes, did you see what I did there with the headscarf? Yes, I made a strong start and then it gone muddy, like everything else. Just putting little details on the earrings there, and waiting for things to dry. Yes, the pearls. I think I have given up trying to go around the jewellery and just painted over it, because I thought, well, I can go in later with the gel pen and fix that, and that's what I'm doing here. And it's not the worst. It's looking okay. The cockatoos are quieter now, which is good. And we are in the last throes of this whole experiment. I went in with the yellow because I like yellow. Yellow was going to line up the whole thing, and then I went in with the indigo for the shadows because I like indigo for the shadows, and guess what happened? It's muddy. Although the green turned out okay on one side, the other side, yes, a bit swampy, but I think it balanced in the end. Again, look at all the light reflection. Like, how do I sort that? I will eventually. And oh yes, the t-shirt, the vest thing. I think nearly there. What did you think of the process? Was it as painful to watch as it was to paint? Was it more painful because of my commentary? Let me know what you think. Oh wait, it's just me who's watching it. I think it's okay. You're doing fine. You are doing perfectly fine, and I love you. Yes, I'm getting weird. Sorry, it's late. I have wine. The gold chain, yes, I could have done better with the gold chain, but I think at this point I was just done and over with the whole thing. My dog was complaining a lot, and then I remembered that I did not feed him. I was meant to feed him 2 hours ago, but hey, hyper-focusing, am I right? I'll see myself out. Anywho, highlighter. Trusty, not so trusty highlighter. Just lightening up some of the muddy, swampy headscarf there, just to liven it up and rescue it a bit, and nailed it. Thank you. And yes, last little bits of details, just trying to liven up the eyes because they still looked a little dead. But I think I rescued it. Ugh, I cannot even speak anymore. But hey, it's done. No, it's not. No, I'm continuing. I am continuing deepening some of the shadows because they just wouldn't be dark enough. And hopefully, yes, no, I'm not finished. I'm still going. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I did, which wouldn't be even a little bit. So I hope you're enjoying it a little bit more than I do. And yes, I'm just mopping up some water because I spilt about a bucket load. You see this brush? I love it. It's great. It's great for hair. Problem is, it soaks up so much water that even when I think I got rid of water, it's just what, you've lost the recording twice now. But hey, we're done. This is it. This is the mess that's been created. The palette was this bad when we started. And run the duck. Bye. Thank you.